My name is Melissa. Welcome to my channel if you're new, and welcome back if you're not. Today we're going to be chopping it up about just like the transition, the reason why I left corporate America, my experiences there, and then also just like what does it look like to transition from something so stable to going into entrepreneurship. Before we jump into all of this, you know I'm about to do my plug. So if you are interested in getting into affiliate marketing, I do have a free ebook in the description box below and all of that stuff. Make sure you follow me on all of my socials and let's jump in. So I did everything the right way. Okay, I'm telling you right now, I did the whole college thing. I even went to grad school. I started working in the field of my study. I had years of experience in my field. I worked specifically in HR, and then I also have 10 plus years of military experience. And I'm over here making money, making decent money. I'm married, I buy a house, all of these things, and I'm miserable. Not only am I miserable, but like I got up into like the higher levels of corporate spaces. So, you know, senior level, executive level. I got into those areas and I was just disgusted. Now, by no means am I saying I'm a communist or socialist or anything like that. I definitely think that capitalism works, okay? But I just felt like I was sold a pipe dream. I feel like I was sold that the American dream was to go to college, get a good job, work there forever, and then you'd be set. But one, first of all, we all know that these employers are not granting job security anymore. You could be the best thing smoking for the first few years of your career, and then they will drop you like a hot potato as soon as it benefits them. They don't give pensions anymore, so your retirement is completely on you. Wages don't match with inflation like ever. And then on top of that, there is just the corporate space, like the political stuff that they don't prepare you for in college. So I've always been a merit-based person. I've always been like, okay, I'm getting A's and B's in school because I'm working really hard, because I'm studying and all this other stuff. I've never been the type to like network. I've never been the type to like schmooze and like know the right people and get the right connections and do all of that extra crap to get ahead. Like everything that I did was because my work spoke for me. And my work honestly would get me the favor, right? So like, no, I wasn't becoming friends with my coworkers or my bosses or my leaders. They just knew that I could do the job and I was reliable and that I was punctual. So I would get promoted or get, you know, opportunities because of those things. However, once you get to a certain point in corporate America, merit no longer matters. And I feel like that's the type of stuff that they don't prepare you for in college. Like, they don't tell you that. I left corporate America for quite a few reasons. One, this one's gonna be hard for me to admit, and I'm not trying to stir the pot with nobody, but being a Black female in corporate spaces is crazy. Now, in the military, like, you know you're a Black woman, you know you're a woman of color, whatever you want to identify as, you already know it's a male-dominated space. You kind of already go in with expectations like, okay, you know, I'm going to have to be the best to get just the basic level of respect. But at least, to some degree, you get it. You have a rank on your chest. It don't matter if you're a female or not. You're going to get a certain level of respect. If you're passing your PT, if you're doing all of your schools, if you're always on time and you have a good character, you kind of get the base level of respect in the military. In the corporate space, literally none of that matters. And that was so hard for me to grasp. I could not understand how I was performing well, my departments were doing well, we were excelling, and I would look at my peers and they weren't excelling, they weren't doing well, but they would schmooze and like kiss butt with their leaders and get all of this favor, and I'm working my behind off and I'm not getting anything out of it. I'm not getting nothing. Like that thing, it really irked me that I'm over here busting my behind, breaking glass ceilings, shattering expectations, going above and beyond, and then like I'm not being recognized for it. Not only that, my credit, the work that I was putting in was starting to get passed over to people who were incompetent. So I'll give you an example. I would do the bulk of the work for a project, and then all of that work would get transferred to another leader, and they would literally just sign off on it and get the credit for that whole project. That's the type of stuff they don't tell you is gonna happen to you when you're working your behind up the corporate ladder. I had a female CEO, and when I first met her, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so diplomatic, she's so poised, she's such a well-spoken woman. Like, she was beautiful, you know? And I'm like, yes, she is my inspiration. I'm gonna be like her, blah, blah, blah. Sometime into working with her, I realized she was clueless. She had no business acumen. She would take on meetings after meeting after meeting after meeting. She would never meet with women. She would only meet with men, and she would get her way. She would get funding. She would get the board's approval to do certain things and make certain decisions. She would give herself these lofty salary increases even though the business was failing. And I could not for the life of me understand what was going on until one day we had a conversation and she admitted to me. She was just like, you know, there's a lot of people who don't like me. There's a lot of people who think I'm stupid and I don't deserve my job and I don't know what I'm doing. But guess what? Who's gonna take my job from me? Like, I basically have all of the powers that be who could actually take my job from me in my pocket. So the deception was broken off of me, and that if I really wanted to be in corporate spaces and corporate life, like, I had to play the game. I started quickly seeing that it wasn't the people who were working the hardest and knew the most about the company and actually delivered on all of their projects and all of their assignments. Those were not the people who were getting promoted. Like, that was hard for me. It wasn't just me that wasn't getting the recognition. It was other people that I saw literally doing the job that were not getting promoted. When I started to see that it was the incompetent people and it was the people who literally were clueless about their jobs, their subordinates' jobs, about doing anything that they were supposed to do, once I started seeing, like, those were the people who were actually getting ahead, who were putting in the least amount of work, if any work at all. Those were the people who were getting promoted constantly, getting their titles changed, getting like 10K, 20K salary increases. When I started seeing stuff like that, I was like, I don't know if I fit here. That's when I realized, like, oh, you don't like the hiring practices at this corporation? Hire your own people, hire yourself. You don't like the money that you're making? You don't like your salary or your wage? Pay yourself, make your own money. You don't like the way in which the operations are happening at your job, or you don't like the business decisions that are being implemented? Make your own business. That was it. That was my epiphany. Like, only 35% of college graduates become entrepreneurs. And that's because college is not meant to show you how to be a small business owner. What blew me away was that when I met my husband, he had already been doing affiliate marketing for about 7-8 years at that point. He didn't go to college. He didn't work corporately. And he was making so much more money than me without student debt. Like, he was already in the 6-figure range when we met. I'm just over here busting my behind, making it to 70K. And so yes, eventually I get up into corporate leadership and all of these things, and I see all the corruption, and I'm just like, this is the reason why people are advocating for socialism and communism right now, because of greedy pigs like you at the top who know your company is failing and you're milking it and you're ruining people's lives. But instead of me going that route, I was just like, I'm just going to be my own boss. I'm gonna do what my husband's been doing, and he's been super successful at it. Like, he lives a carefree life. He works a few hours a day. He pulls in the bulk of our money, and then he spends the rest of his time doing what he wants to do. And I'm like, I want that. And so I don't have to worry about me being a Black woman in a corporate space anymore. I could just be myself and work for myself and hire employees if I need to, and do whatever it is that I want to do with my children at home, and come and go as I please, and not have to request time off and all of that stuff. Like, I'd rather live my life that way. So if this video helped you or inspired you in any way, please like, comment, and subscribe. Also, like, if you are a woman in the corporate space, or even a Black woman in the corporate space, if you've experienced any of these things, like in the corporate space, please leave your comments in the comment section below. I would love to hear your story. Be sure to watch my other videos, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.